Hey Card Fighters, Fifi Fan here, and in this video I'll be going over some tips and tricks for my deck profile of the Bunny Beast Tamer Tilaipse. This is post VK Collection Volume 1. This is last year's deck, but like I said, still very strong, very fun. The only problem I have with this deck is that it's very piece reliant. If you have your pieces, you're normally fine, but you know, the problem is finding the pieces and getting to those. That's the thing. Oh, I forget one more. Well, here on this field, I have from most important to least important here. Um, when you are doing your mulligans, you're always going to have your one, two, and three. Um, that's just how you play the game here. But this is your optimal one, two, three here. Next up is you want to have a second Vanguard for your Tele skill. If you don't have it, you can always use Clarina, but you know it's good to have this too. Um, After that is Emerald Beast Tamer. This is your utility card. So you want to be able to open up rears for your Corina skill. Next is Masquerade Bunny here. If you don't open with this or your rewrite, you always want to make sure that you can try to find the extra one. Um, this deck really lives and dies by your rewriting. So if you get another grade 3, especially another one of these, you always want to keep it. You never want to pitch these guys, please. You know, if you get more than one of these, don't just start pitching them for stuff. You know, it's not gonna hurt for you to get rid of a trigger or two. You know what I mean? Especially if you have like a heal guardian. Just please don't be throwing these away. Especially this one. Don't be throwing this away. Okay. Um, After that one, we have Baton Twirler. You know, consistency card, draw a card, put it back in, and then if you call something from your soul, it gets plus 5k. So it's basically like Silverthorn Dragon, I think. But you know, when you call something or two or more from the soul, it gets plus 1,000, but this one gets plus 5. And you know, it may not be as strong, but it helps you filter, and that's something you need in the deck. So instead of playing that one, I'm playing this, and then this is just another one of your filter cards. Um, so you know, from most important to least important, this is it. You know, this being your optimal overhand up here, and this being something extra that you have, you know, you draw into, or maybe to supplement between you know stuff that you don't have here. Next, I just have options. I don't have them on hand with me for the video, but you can just look them up by name. Um, you know, if you wanted to up your grade 3, you can play more of these here, more Golden Beast Tamers. You can just take out 2 of the Brassy Bunnies and then play 2 Golden Beast Tamers. That way, you know, you're still keeping your bunny count up, but you have more options as far as grade 3s go. For Golden Beast Tournament though, I wouldn't play her any more than 3. So if you really want to up it, you know, you can take one Brassy Bunny out and just play 3 of these. And another one is Jumping Jill. She's another one of your multi-attack enablers. Um, uh, Really good card. I really do like her. You know, most people are playing her in their deck, but I find you know being able to tuck your stuff away with this grade 2 and this grade 1, you know, your really important pieces like your you know your Vanguard for your next turn. You know, say you don't have another Carissa in your soul and you don't have a GBT. You know, it's really important to save the you know finger that you have. So this not only does this open up a spot, this helps protect you know really important things. But you know, Jumping Jill, what she does is you know when she's called out, you suck in a grade 1, and then you call something to the back row, which will probably be another grade 1. So she just resets a column. Really good card. But like I said, I prefer the more protection method that I have with this. And then another card that we have is Dorian. Like I said, with this deck, having hand cards is really important because you're always putting something into soul for something. Even if you're calling it out, you're losing cards in your hand. So Dorian, the Silverthorn Beast Tamer Dorian, uh, she's normally in the Lugia deck, but what she says is at the end of the turn, you suck all of your regards into your soul, and for every two, you draw one card, and if you suck four or more, you can get a grade three from your soul to your hand. Um, so say you have like four cards out, that's just a plus two over the already like drive check two that you're getting here and drive check two that you're getting here, um, or from Dorian itself. Also, when you use Dorian's skill as a Vanguard, she doesn't suck herself in, so you can just use the skill over and over and over. Granted, your opponent does not, get rid of her. I have not tested the Dorian build, but I've seen it played, and if I wasn't playing this, I would be playing that. Like if I wasn't playing this, I would just be playing the Dorian. Next up, we have tips and tricks. So I have you have so many tools to dig for what you want. Do not be afraid to use them. This deck is very peace reliant. If you have to get rid of a trigger, to find something to make your grade three turn, really explosive, go ahead and do that. If you die, you die. You're gonna die either way if you don't have your pieces. So just use them. Get rid of the triggers and such things that you may not need. Just get rid of them. With this one, draw a card, put something in. This one says, you discard a card to draw a card and, soul charge some stuff. If you're not getting what you need, use your consistency cards. Use your masquerade bunnies to find the grade threes that you need. Before your grade three turn comes up. If they get retired, oh well, you need your pieces. You're already playing so many bunnies. Maybe one or two of them getting retired. It's not going to be the end of the world. Use your cards to get what you need. Like, sure, you want to be able to use this, on your grade three turn for a big push, but you don't have a grade three turn if you don't have your pieces. So go ahead, play this, draw a card, and put it in. Play this, drop a card, draw a card. Play this, find your grade threes. Use your resources. As much as playing extra draws help. If you don't draw into your pieces, you're gonna lose. That's just that. Um, when you are sucking things back into soul, always prioritize putting your Clarina backs in your amusing bunny as well. Mm, especially if you don't have any cards to make a Vanguard. So say you have Clarina out and you don't have another Clarina card, you don't have another Clarina in your soul or in your hand. When you are putting things back for like um, this card or this card, always prioritize putting these two back first. This is like the most amazing card in the deck. It's just amazing. It's it's so good. Um, Once it boosts or attacks, I believe, choose one rear guard and you may put it into soul. So you can choose itself to protect itself, or you can choose another rear guard. So what I like to do is when I'm making my columns, I put my amusing bunny behind my Emerald Beast Tamer, and I clear the row for Clarina skill or my GBT if I have it available. But these two are like the most important cards in the deck. Always prioritize putting these two back first. Um, for Midnight Bunny, which I have here, put her down as quickly as possible. Unless you're running against like a heavy retired deck, put her down as soon as possible. You want to be soul charging bunnies left and right as fast as possible for your Vanguard skill to make a really lethal turn. So if you have this in your hand, put this behind a Vanguard. Just swing, 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 or put it behind a rear guard. Swing, swing, swing. Put this down as fast as possible. You want to be able to soul charge these bunnies as much as possible. Um, if your opponent doesn't always already see that this on hit is threatening, you know the soul charging the bunnies is super threatening. They probably won't even be putting two and two together until it's too late. Mm. For your brassy bunnies, if you can save them until your grade 3 turn, please do. Um, but like I said, don't be afraid to use it if you're not getting the cards that you need. Like if you don't have, your second Vanguard, use it to get it. If you don't have, your Vanguard at all, use it to find what you need. But if you already have what you need, save this for your grade 3 turn. Not only do you drop and draw, but you also slow charge too. So this is the mass slow charge, and you're more likely, because you play so many bunnies, to slow charge too. Um, just the grade 2s in general, hold off unless you have a really massive grade 2 turn. Um, you know, this having this on your grade 3 turn, when you're calling things out, not only does it get, this amount, this power from here, it gets power for, from itself for calling something out of the soul. So you don't want to play it on grade 2 and have it get retired and not have it for your major pushing. And same thing with this. This helps enable your columns and stuff like that. You don't want to just be putting it down willy nilly. But if you have a very strong grade 3 turn, maybe putting these down is okay. Especially this one. Like I said, if you're not finding the pieces that you need, go ahead and just play it. Just play it. Draw a card and put something in the soul. It'll help you get the pieces that you need. Um, So the next I have is the 2 crit. Now you saw in my combo video that I'm running 2 crit, just 2 random crits out of nowhere, it seems. But as for mind games go, when your opponent sees, or when a normal person sees that you're playing front, they are less likely to guard the Vanguard because they're just assuming that you play front. So those critical triggers come in handy. I've actually had it happen. My opponent no guarded, and they were on 5, I were on 4, and they just didn't expect me to have a crit trigger. They saw fronts and they saw heels and they saw everything else, but I'm only running a low count of that, and I had maybe 1 or 2 in deck left, and I won the game just like that. And my opponent had the cards to guard with, but they didn't. And it's good for mind games. I bet they I bet they realize next time to don't sleep on it. Just because you see fronts doesn't mean that they're not running crits too. And then last but not least, I have leaving the boosters unless you really need them. So during your grade 3 turn, when your Vanguard and Go to Beast Tamer, if you have her as Vanguard, are giving your units power, you can attack with one of the units. Say you have a column. Say you have this as a column. You can attack with this because they'll get 5 and you get all this other stuff. And then once you have like your column set up for this, you can suck this in to Vanguard. Suck it in the Vanguard, and once you use your Go to Beast Tamer or your Chlorine Seal to call something out, you have a booster ready for a stronger attack. So you don't use your boosters. If you need them, use them. But if you don't need them, just save it for your recalls and your multi-attacks. That's all I have for the tips and tricks video. Please stay tuned for a demo that I'll have for this one. I'm also doing a demo for my Reafarade Bermuda deck as well. I started on that demo yesterday, but I just kept, messing up. And it was really late at night anyway, so, I just scratched it. But I will be doing a demo for this one and for that one as well. Thanks for watching, and good luck, guys.